Thank you for joining me. The introit for this Sunday, October 25th, is from Psalm 34 and 119. I will speak of your testimonies before kings, O Lord, and shall not be put to shame. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. Come, O children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. The Lord redeems the life of his servants. None of those who take refuge in him will be condemned. When we follow Jesus, we don't quite know where that is going to end up bringing us. This Sunday we observe Reformation Sunday, and the day where Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses on the door of the town church. Now, at this time, Luther was a professor in the Wittenberg school, and it was a common practice for professors to put points of discussion for their pupils to debate on the door of the Wittenberg church. And one of the common misunderstandings of the Reformation is that Luther put the 95 Theses on the door of the church as a defiant act to highlight the corrupt action of the church with the selling of the indulgences. Now, the truth was, Luther had no idea what this was going to do for him. In fact, he was taken by surprise with the backlash he received by putting up these points of discussion for his students to ponder about and debate on their own. And by pointing out the questionable practice of indulgences, he was surprised by the backlash he got from the church. Luther did not do this thinking he was turning the world upside down and going to right an egregious wrong. No matter though, it launched a movement that ended up changing the church and the world. The act of Luther that day reminds us that we don't quite know where our faithful following of Jesus will take us throughout our lives. And this is what strikes me about the first verse in the introit. I will speak of your testimonies before kings. That morning when Luther put up these theses, Luther had no idea that he would have to defend himself before the rulers and leaders of the church. God gives to his followers opportunities to uphold truth and speak the word. And we might be surprised where exactly that will take us. And here's the thing, when our focus is Jesus and the word, we're told that we will not be put to shame. And this is important, especially as our culture shifts even more to an honor-shame based culture. One of the recourses that society employs for not following the culture is that society shames the person. We see this all too well in media and social media. The act of shaming someone for their worldview, politics, and beliefs is all too common and seen as an effective way to control others. We might even try to do what we can not to become targets of this shaming in society. And as followers of Jesus, we also see the implementation of shaming as the way to try to make us feel bad about not believing the same things as society does. What we are reminded of here is that our testimony and belief in God will not be put to shame. They will try, and they'll attempt to make us feel bad about our belief. They'll attempt to try to put a target on our back, but we cannot be shamed. And why is that? Because truth cannot be shamed. And this reality then brings about praise to God. Because we'll never be put to shame. We give God praise. And sure, the culture and the world will try to control us through the use of shame. But in the end and right now, that shame does not do what the culture wants it to do. In the end, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess Jesus. And right now, we can point to God's provision and his blessings. A life of faith and following truth is a life that is blessed by God. And try as they might, no one can put us to shame. Praise be to God. Thank you for joining me.